Hello, Boring Review Nation, Gabe,
Nick,
and we are here today to do another song reaction, fresh off the presses. Nick, tell us what we're doing.
So this is always an interesting song for me. This is the Beatles. You know, we've been reacting to a lot of the Beatles. It's always his first time hearing them. I think he may have heard at least a version of this, if not this version before, because this is such a popular song. Twist and Shout is what we're checking out. This is not an original Beatles song. We did a little bit of research because I was like, I'm pretty sure they didn't do it, but I don't know who did it before. Yeah. And so, what'd you learn? Do you remember?
So I was driving and on my what do you call it? On my Apple Music or whatever, like whenever you listen to something that's recommended, and this came on, and when I saw it, I was like, what? Oh, the Beatles is this? I didn't know it was the Beatles. So I paused it because I wanted to react to it on the channel. And then I said, Nick, did you know Twist and Shout was a Beatles song? He's like, I don't think so. I'm like, bro, I'm looking at it right now. I heard the first few lyrics. Now, I've heard maybe not the entire song and obviously not the original song, but I did hear a version of this song. And where was the first time you ever heard this song?
Oh, man. Was it one of the Superman movies?
Nope. Well, I don't know where you heard it. No,
that was actually Roll Over Beethoven, which is another cover that the Beatles did.
Which I didn't even realize the Beatles did covers.
I don't know.
I saw this or heard this in one of my favorite movies called Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, yeah.
And there's this parade scene where he goes up and he starts singing it or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's, it's a great movie. And if you've ever seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off, it's super, super entertaining or whatnot. And again, didn't realize Beatles did covers. To your point, it's not an original Beatles song, it's a cover. But think about how cool that is, that the Beatles, even though they were one of the biggest rock stars and rock bands of all time, said, man, that song is dope. Let me do a cover of it. Because I'm assuming the way it works normally when you do a cover is you got to go to that artist and say, man, I want to, cover the song.
I've always wondered that because I would think so, right?
You can't just go do it because you get sued.
I don't know if you have to say, yes, we are doing Twist and Shout. We are not like that or like Vanilla Ice or whatever.
Right.
Like, I'm assuming you have to get the permission. I don't know if it's like fair use on YouTube where if you just change it enough and you make it your own, it's okay. I would assume you have to get the permission. But think about this. If you do a cover and that artist gives permission, I don't know if it's like a verbal's okay, they sign a contract, whatever it is, but they're giving you permission to do that song for the rest of your career because you're going to be at shows, you're going to be at concerts. If it becomes a hit for you, you're gonna. So I've always wondered, is it a yearly deposit?
Yeah, let us know how it works. I'm sure it's got to be so if you guys know online, but I'll give you an example. You know how I know it's not fair use or you just change a little bit? Because that's what Puff Daddy argued, and he's in so much trouble right now, but that's what he argued with that whole
it's I'll Be Watching You.
I'll Be Watching You.
Sting.
He's still paying Sting for that. Yeah. He's still paying Sting. He has to pay so many different people. Now he made so many millions, it doesn't matter.
I heard it was $5,000 like a day or a week.
It's insane. It's insane.
Crazy.
But that's how much money he made. Bro, he was like, he wasn't a billionaire, but he was up there, $200 million. The only rapper that do $1 billion was Jay-Z, and that's because, he bought out his own company.
I would still be like, do you think maybe we can do our own beat? Because this is a really pricey beat.
And he did it with so many songs, so there's a lot of people he had to pay because of that. So I remember watching behind the scenes that Sting was like, oh yeah, I get paid for that. Like every time, like he didn't even ask. Could you imagine the audacity? And then Sting went back, and then after they did it, he said, okay, I'll do, because they did like a version together with it, but he gets paid. So I don't know. I mean, the Beatles probably went to whose original song is this?
It was originally recorded by the Top Notes, written by, I'm assuming their band members, and oddly enough, produced by Phil Spector, who was a huge producer back in the 60s.
Right.
He's got his hands in everything. And then it was the Isley Brothers, who I think and I've heard of different versions. I think the original one was a lot slower. The Isley Brothers, I think, is a lot more similar to the Beatles, even though the Beatles version is different in its own right. And that was the one that first became a hit in 1962. And then that same year, the Beatles decided we're going to do our own version. I don't know, because Roll Over Beethoven, Twist and Shout, there might be a few others. I'm not sure if they're just like, we just love these songs, let's just record it because our career is probably not going to last much longer. I don't know. It's earlier in their career, but they already had their own hits, so I don't know. We're going to go ahead and check this out. We've been talking too much, but there's a little history lesson for you. If you like our reaction anyway, please don't forget to
like and subscribe, and please leave a comment if you know how that works.
I'm curious, because I think it's this version where it's like that. They get like a little, like a high note on someone, like really excited in some of the parts. I wonder if the other versions have that. Anyways, here we go. On the Ed Sullivan Show. This is what, 64.
Shake it up, baby. Twist and shout. Twist and shout. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on and work it on out. Work it on out.
Beatlemania.
Work it on out. You know you look so good. Look so good. You know you got me going. Got me going just like I knew you would. Like I knew you would. Twist and shout. Come on, come on, come on, come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on and work it on out. Work it on out, baby. Girl, you know you twist so fine. Twist so fine. Come on and twist a little closer now. Twist a little closer. Let me know that you're mine. You're mine.
This is the first time I can remember Lennon without his glasses.
Yeah, they all got the little
Like this
the
is
Beatle
early in the
cuts.
shit. I didn't realize he was the lead vocalist.
Well, I mean, you watch this, you think he is. It's him and Paul went back and forth with the songs.
Shake it up, baby. Twist and shout. Twist and shout. Come on, come on, come on, come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on and work it on. Work it on now. Well, twist it, girl. You know you twist so fine. Twist so fine. Come on and twist a little closer now. Twist a little closer. Let me know that you're mine. Let me know you're mine. Well, take it, baby. Shake it up, baby. Well, take it, baby. Shake it up, baby. Well, take it, baby. Shake it up, baby.
You know what's crazy? I'm watching the crowd, right? This is the Ed Sullivan show in
I love
'64,
it.
right?
Yes.
I've never been to a live taping, you know what I mean?
Me neither.
But think about it. That's not like a huge concert venue. Maybe there's 100 people there.
There's probably, I would say at least 500 people, but yeah.
Those studios don't hold that many people. 500 people, you think?
500 people is really not that much.
You know what? I wonder, like who's the guy that brings people on now? Like Jimmy Kimmel brings on
Yeah.
bands sometimes and stuff like that.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong. You're right. I've never done either. Maybe it's like 200 seats. I have no idea.
If you're a live studio audience though, and you get to see like a big
Yes.
band like that, like the Beatles, and you know what I mean, like coming up, like I can only imagine like a band today, somebody's coming up and whatever, and they go on like you're in that small intimate venue. It's not like you're in the nosebleed seats, 10,000 people packed in an arena, and you're like, hold on. Oh yeah, I think that's Paul down there. You know what I mean? No, you're like front seat. You can touch him. You know what I mean? So that's actually pretty cool. But dude, I enjoyed this song, and I don't know the original song, but again, it sounded very much like the version that Ferris Bueller does with those high pitches that they hit or whatnot. And dude, I know I normally don't like the earlier Beatles stuff because it's more like jingling, like I said. Even though this is a short song as well. But it's dope, man. This thing is a classic. It's not good. It's not their song as a cover. But just because it's a cover don't mean it's not good. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. No, it's a great song. I've always loved this song. A little controversial here. I think I still do prefer the Isley Brothers, however you pronounce that version.
Isley Brothers, okay.
Because I think that's the one where, like, even though John kind of got high and he got into it, like that one, they go really into it, like, come on, babe. Like, they get really, really high.
Right.
And I don't know. It's not just that part. I think I prefer it just a little bit more. But their version, I mean, it's the Beatles. Come on. They're the biggest band of all time. You talk about the audience, and I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm seeing these, I'm assuming they're teenagers, probably can't be more than 20 years old at the time, losing their minds. And I'm thinking to myself, this was 60 years ago, like this year, 60 years ago.
Right.
So all of those girls are like 80 years old right now. Not just that, like, first of all, if you guys are still alive and you're watching this, what's up? But second of all, could you imagine, like, I think there's only 3 girls they focused on real quick on the audience.
Right.
If you're one of those 3 girls for the next 60 years, when people watch this, especially now on YouTube, they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's me. Hey, that's Grandma." Like, I think that's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is. It definitely
It's
is.
a time capsule for crying out loud. And you're like, "Grandma, that's you."
I was gonna say that it's exactly that, man. It's a time capsule, and you know, it's so funny, right? Because I'm sure that every generation, you know, is that as they go through, the parents are like, oh, you know, that noise or whatever. So I'm sure their parents are like, oh, that's just noise. And you got girls freaking out, oh, that's bad music or whatever. You know what I mean? Girls losing their minds. Absolutely. Elvis went through it too. You know what I mean? So it's funny, but dude, I enjoyed it. It's a classic. It's unfortunately already added it because, like I said, the minute that I heard it, I was like, let me pause on it. It's already added. It's already going to be on there. But I wanted to come, listen to their version, react to it online. And I actually want to listen to the original version because I don't even know who you said 4 Tops or?
Top Notes.
Top Notes.
So check out that one.
Have you ever even heard of that band?
No.
Top Notes? Okay.
I mean, I've heard that version. Just because I was curious. It might have been after we recorded and we talked about it months ago, but I was like on the way to the store, like, it's a short song. We listen to all versions or whatever.
Right.
Anyway, I'm not a big fan of the Top Notes version, if that's the one I'm remembering as being the first one. If you like our reaction, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and until next time.
We know all things.